Hello, my name is Jacob Reynolds, and this is my informative speech for the public speaking class at Spsu. I'd first like to start off with saying that I've been a Christian my whole entire life, and I'm a firm believer of Christianity. Now, when that word Christianity is said, what goes through your mind? Do you think about the Bible? Do you think about the teachings of the Bible? Do you think about God? Do you think about the beginning of the universe, the first 7 days, Genesis? Do you think about the teachings that Jesus gave us while he was here alive on earth? Do you think about Revelations and the end of times and the rapture? What most people don't realize, they don't ask themselves how hard it is to be a Christian, what it means to be a Christian, and the teachings that Christianity should be passed on. Now, to be a Christian, it is black and white. It is to be good and not evil. To love thyself as others. To see others first and not do things out of selfishness or greed, hate, or anger. You know, the golden rule, for example, that everybody knows from birth. Not necessarily birth, but they are told. Treat others as they would like to be treated. Everybody knows this. It's a Christian moral. It helps people do better things, and that is to be a Christian. Do better things. Stay clean up here, and have pure thoughts and love in here. Do things out of love, not for greed. And these days, it's a little bit harder to do these things. And here's why. With the complexity of things via technology, more influx of people, there are always going to be more problems. Now, with tools such as laptops, internet, and phones, they can be used for good things. School, they can be used for work, and they can also help you improve your life. You know, help you remind yourself that you need to go by the bakery and pick up 4 loaves of bread for your wife. Who knows? But, with that said, there are people that will use the internet to try to tempt Christians and non-believers to do the wrong thing, to look up pornographic images, to give into the anger and bully people on Facebook and cause cyberbullying. You see it all the time on the news. People will give into the temptation these days because it's easier. You don't have to sit in front of somebody physically and see them and then yell at them. People think it's easier to give into the temptation of anger through Facebook or other social media websites because they're not there in person. They think it's better and that the consequences won't be greater, which it usually is. Now, with that said, all these things, such as technological advances, even light, wasn't 400 years ago, they didn't have that. It was a little bit simpler. Now, there were still the same temptations, greed, lust, and anger and hate, but it was more prone to do with war and other things. But with being a Christian, you know, you have to be clear-minded here and in your head. So it's a little bit harder to do that when there's more things being thrown at you through TV, internet, phones, and daily life. And with that said, society these days, they show more stuff on the news. Cartoons, movies, TVs, shows, and movies all these times are showing more gory things. They're showing more adulterated pornographic images, and they're showing more people smoke and hurt their bodies. To be a Christian, God has told you, in Jesus, keep your temple clean, because this is where your spirit is. Your spirit lives in you. So anything that you say, hear, or see that goes into the body will affect your spirit. So you should keep your temple clean. Now, society will, without knowing, will send you images that will try to tempt you into giving to these smoking or drinking. Now, I'm a firm believer of moderation because the body can heal itself, and thank God for that. But in today's society, it's accepted for people to be alcoholics. It's accepted for people to, you know, dress in strange ways and do weird things. It's accepted for people to go out and cheat on their wives and on their girlfriends. It's accepted for people to cheat in school and be lazy. And it's a little bit harder for Christians because, you know, as people, we want to feel accepted. We want to feel, you know, like everybody else. We want to feel loved. And it's hard to do when Christians are viewed upon as different, weird, and they're not like us. And it takes a toll on trying to believe in Christianity. Now, with that said, Christianity is more than just trying to be there for others. It's being a role model, and that eliminates all the persecution that we have in this modern society, because people do follow Christians. People do look up to them. They are leaders. They do things that are more prone to help people. And when people see that, they want to know what it's all about. They're like, hey, who are you? What's your name? Let me talk to you. And as Christians, to spread that learning, the teachings of Jesus and God, that's also a thing about being a Christian, is to show people that if you do things out of love and passion and caringness and hope, then you will be able to change the world. Now, with that said, it is hard for Christians to be, stern and hard on their ways because of how society views them and how they persecute. It is also hard for them with the more temptations of technology. And, the society shows them images through TV and movies. They see it on a day-to-day basis, and it's accepted. But we know that we have to stand tall, and that we represent not only ourselves, but we represent our God. And in His name, and in Jesus' name, we are idols. We are saints in His eyes. And we should be examples and leaders and helpers and lovers of the world. And that is what being a Christian is to being a lover and a helper and an example. Because the world needs those. And without those, it would fall apart. Everybody needs love. Everybody needs a little hope. And that's what Christianity is.